Na Pohaku, the big rock, in the form of a wahine.
Hauwahine.
And
Yes.
the Hawaiians believed that that was vahipana, it was sacred, not as a heiau, but as the habitation of this mythical figure who had the capacity to be a woman but could change into a lizard. And she was the protector of the whole marsh. And she was powerful. I mean, if you have the ability to change your image, she lived there. And if you walk on that acreage, and I can't remember the full number of acres there, but you will see a promontory. There's a well laid out path. And we have been working on that for 20 years. And now we can say finally, all of the invasive plants, all of the invasive trees, they've been cleared out of there. And so it's a nice little path, and you come to this promontory where you can look across and you can see Castle Medical Center. You can see all of Kukanono, that district. You can look over to the right and see Monowili. But this mythological personage, conceived of by the Hawaiians over a long period of time, has been very strong. And so it was the Kailua Hawaiian Civic Club who took the impetus, who led the effort. And Doc Burrows and I have worked so long, especially in a leadership role there, to try to restore that area. In the process of working on that, there are about 12 acres that we believe are one of the rice mills. There were three major rice mills at the Fertile Crescent, if you will, of the marsh. The Fertile Crescent was where Monowili Stream goes into the marsh, where Kahanaiki goes into the marsh. Coming out of Monowili, this bathtub, if you will, which has these drains. And the drains are the two streams, Kahanaiki and Monowili. And it was right in that fertile area where so much eroded topsoil had come out of Monowili. And that's where the rice mills were located. We're talking here about more than a century ago. About 1860, the rice mills began. And they went out of commission, they went out of operation about 1930. And that was the earliest form of Kailua town. The urbanization of Kailua is a recent phenomenon. And 1928, 1929, the first school in Kailua is located right there where the traffic light, it says Auloa. That's where the first school was located.
The lower intersection of Auloa, right? Because it's a loop, so it's the lower one that's more downwind.
And that's where there were 5 stores. So you and I are familiar with urbanized Kailua and Liberty House and Macy's and Valhalla now. On and on and on. But those are in the second incarnation, if you will. The second incarnation of Kailua is where we go and buy our groceries now. But the first one had its 5 stores, and they were catering to that population who primarily were engaged in rice farming, rice milling, right there in the Fertile Crescent. But that was a rice mill. That was the biggest of all the rice mills. There were 3 of them. Another one is located right behind where the Castle Hospital is located. They were all Chinese funded, all managed by Chinese. And it was a detective job when I tried to figure out who Wang Liang was, because he had the biggest of all these rice mills. And to make a long story short, he was related to City Mill founder CKIE. And CKIE, coming out of China, had some money. And so he started City Mill, and he funded Monowili Wang Liang rice mill. And the mill in City Mill is not about lumber, it's about rice right there at the entrance. And I found out that there were regularly mule trains which were going out of this area right at the Fertile Crescent of Monowili. And these mule trains consisted of 10 to 12 mules tied together. And on the backs of each one of these mules would be 200 pounds of rice, which had been milled right there on a concrete slab. And they went up over the Pali and went down into Nu'uanu. And an old truck, in those days, a young truck, a strong, expensive truck would come from City Mill, Iwalei, and go into Nu'uanu and collect the rice, take it back, and City Mill was the disseminator of lots of that good food.